Man, I hope I didn't forget my intro. Last time it was a bit embarrassing, but this time it should be fine. So I'm going to do the intro, and we'll play it from there.
Alright, sounds good.
Whew. Okay. Welcome back to Radio Channel 1471. I'm your host, Sterling. You're the listener, and this is our guest. Who are you, guest?
Hello. Hi, my name is Pocketfox. I'm super excited to be here.
Good, good. What do you do? What's your, what is it called? Not career. Not portfolio. Portfolio. What is it? What is it?
We could call it a passion.
Passion. Yes.
Passion is something I enjoy. I am an ASM artist on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Furry ASM artist.
Okay. So, I guess ASMR would be the bigger topic. So we might as well save that for last. Let everybody get their small little tidbits in first, and then talk about that.
For sure.
So. I should start it off, since I'm the host, I guess. Tea. I have some tea right here. Earl Grey creme.
Ooh.
Yes.
Delicious.
Now,
I love Earl Grey.
I remember I asked you about tea, and I wasn't expecting too much. I was just expecting a little thing. But you seemed super prepared. You seemed like you had almost like experience. You were super experienced with that.
I love tea. I always have. It's always been sort of something comforting for me in my life. You know?
Yeah.
Boiling water, it's kind of like a little ritual in itself, and there's so many different flavors. You never get sick of it, you know?
Yeah. Man. I turn into a robot when I make tea and coffee. I just boop 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 boop.
For sure.
Man. So, I never tried the Copacabana tea. I never tried the other one. But I did try the Earl Grey with lemon in it. Now, that opened up a whole can of worms with me. That was like, whoa, I've never tried it before. I don't know how I never tried it before. But for some reason, I got like super into it. And I was like, whoa, how did I never know this was a combination before? And I pretty much drank 2-3 cups of tea every day for the next 2 weeks from then. I think I only stopped because I ran out of lemons, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Lemons.
At least they're pretty cheap.
They are. They really
Can
are.
never go wrong.
Man.
I started off, I would just do lemon and boiling water. Just like out of random curiosity, and then yeah, the rest is history.
I think my eldest sister used to give that to my mom a lot. Put a tad bit of honey in there.
Ooh, yeah. That's good. There's a lot of, I think it's antioxidants in lemon, so it's pretty good for you.
Yes.
So, added bonus.
Oddly enough, I don't think I've ever done that before.
It's worth a try, I'd say.
Yeah. So, I asked you to prepare some things. What did you prepare?
I was thinking we could get into ASMR stuff. I know you're saving that for towards the end, but I thought it'd be interesting to sort of see where we both found it and how we got into it, that sort of thing.
Yes. I was planning to dwell into the where we found it thing.
Alright.
Yes. So I think we can talk about the ASMR thing. So,
okay.
Like you were saying where we found it. I was going to ask you, what was the first ASMR video you remember actually genuinely watching?
It's a little embarrassing, but I don't mind sharing. I was a bit of a lonely kid growing up, and so I first started to look up controller sounds. I didn't know what ASMR was. I just wanted some sort of background noise that was like someone was in the same room as me as I was doing whatever else I was doing, and made me feel a little less lonely.
Mm-hmm.
But then, as I kept going through, I kept seeing the term ASMR, and I'm like, what is that? I don't know what that is. And then when I looked it up, I was like, oh, I've had that literally my entire life and had no idea, like, it was even a thing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So, and then I was just hooked, like, hooked. ASMR. How was your experience finding it?
Well, I don't remember what started it, but I think if I had to point towards any video, it was this one, like, it wasn't ASMR, but it was nice to look at. It was one of the, those satisfying videos?
Yes, yes.
But this one was a very specific one. It was like, I felt like everybody I knew had seen it before. It had, like, this music in the background. I think it's called Floral Shop. Do you know of it?
Flora Shop?
Yeah.
No.
The thumbnail is like glass spitting.
Oh, okay.
I don't...
That is very satisfying.
I just knew it was quite a big video at the time. Then from there, I just kind of always had it in the back of my head, like, oh yeah, this is neat. I think the first actual video I ever watched was by Marno ASMR.
Okay, yeah.
And
yeah, he's pretty good.
I don't know, I just got really into it. For some reason, just the process of it is what got me into it. You know?
Right. Sometimes it's nice to just sit down with a video and sort of unwind through it.
Yeah.
Just something simple to ease your mind. I think it's, a lot of people are pretty adverse to, like, ASMR, but I think, like, the principle of it should be something that, like, everyone can enjoy, you know?
Yeah.
We all need to sort of relax every once in a while, take your mind off things, like, it's really, I think it's important.
Yeah.
But
take some time to de-stress. Stop thinking about all those things that make you feel bad.
Yeah.
I say a lot.
I have tons of things. I had a video, I said perfect a lot, and I didn't realize it until I saw the comments, and everyone's like, wow, take a shot every time he says perfect. I'm like, oh. It's funny, but a lot of times people have those things where you don't realize it. But anyway, what I'm saying is don't worry about it. It's all good.
Thank you. Man. Well, so we talked about getting into it. We talked about that. I guess the next thing that makes sense to talk about is more of the middle ground. What would be the middle ground of the process of getting into ASMR? What would that be? I think just finding all the new things. What's your process for finding new channels?
Back in the day, I'm pretty sure it was just like whatever the algorithm found for me. Like I got into it like probably like 6 years ago, maybe.
6 years ago.
And before, it was kind of like there weren't as many role plays, and it was more focused on like just the sounds and the triggers themselves. And now people are getting super creative with it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was just a few ASMR artists back then that were just really grinding it out, and I was just taking all I could. Like, I listened to it like every night to help me sleep. Now not so much, but back then it was like every night. It was like the most amazing thing. I loved it.
Yeah. I guess I too haven't been listening to a lot of ASMR recently, but at the same time, I think 3 of my headphones broke, so that might be one of the causes. Other than that, I guess the way I found channels, it was also the algorithm, but mostly through other channels themselves. Like, I would go to a channel, and then they'd have recommendations of other channels. And then I'd slowly go from there, and then I'd have like this build-up of things, and then I'd search for specific things that they all had in common.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I would sort of, I would search for specific triggers sometimes. Like, when I was first getting into it, like, my favorite thing was the camera brushing. With, like, the makeup brush, and they go along the lens and stuff. I still love that, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's just, like, the triggers. You're in the mood for... You're in the mood for a brush. You're in the mood for, you know, some visual stuff.
Yeah. I've always wanted to get a brush, but I've always been worried about, like, someone in my house being like, "Why are you buying a makeup brush? You shouldn't be getting that."
Yeah. I did the same thing. It was back when I lived with my mom, and I just went on Amazon and I bought like a kabuki brush, I think it's what it's called. And I actually do use it for makeup as well. So it kind of worked out, but I had that at the beginning just as like an ASMR prompt, and thankfully I think my sister saw it in my room one time. She's just like, "Why do you have a makeup brush?" I'm like, I don't know. She's like, "Okay." So, sometimes things just work out.
Yeah. It's the things in my room that I would get questioned by. Like these 30 cans of empty energy drink cans.
It's the true gamer lifestyle, man. You're either with it or you're not.
Yeah. Man, I got too into energy drinks. And I was young when I did it too. It's funny. I got older and I stopped drinking them. But when I was young, oh yeah, every week, maybe every 2 days, energy drink, energy drink, energy drink. I have Destiny exclusive Forsaken energy drink cans. What?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's actually cool.
I don't know. I only got 4 though. Sadly, I only got 4.
Aw. Well, you have them forever though.
I do. I used to collect bottles and things like that. I used to go to Rocket Fizz.
That's cool.
Do you know of Rocket Fizz?
No, I don't think so.
Well, it's this not small but kind of small craft like soda shop, and they have all these old things in it. They have old candies. They have old metal prints on the walls. They have these gag things like, I don't remember, whoopee cushions, but stuff like that. They have all these crazy things. I think they had like sodas called Barf, Area 51.
Barf.
Oddly enough, Barf was one of the better tasting ones. You know, like you ever heard of the bacon soda?
No.
No?
No, what is this rock that I've been living under?
It's like...
Maybe it could be an American thing.
No.
So...
There's maybe an American thing, but at the same time, I know I've seen big YouTubers drink it too. It's like this super gross soda. It's supposed to taste like bacon grease. So all the bad flavors of bacon, but in a soda.
Ugh.
I think they also had creamed corn. They had like...
Ew.
What was it? Peanut butter and jelly? Stuff like that. I guess peanut butter and
That
jelly
is so weird.
a pretty American thing. Oh, that totally opened up my mind to what I was going to talk about. Earlier, I was all quiet because I had no idea what I was going to talk about, but I remembered before I was going to get into the ASMR, I was going to be like, so my last guess was from, I think, Indonesia, and
Okay.
when we were recording, we were trying to talk about these things like American versus their culture, stuff like that. When it comes to food and stuff, drinks,
Yeah.
desserts. I remember I brought up how I only just recently tried matcha ice cream, and they were like, only recently?
Oh.
I eat that like every day. And I'm all like, what?
Oh my god. That's crazy.
What? Okay. What are some... I know there are things like... Okay. Is it called poutine?
Yeah.
Poutine.
Or if you're French, you would call it poutin.
Poutine? I took
Poutin.
French, so I know a
really?
tad bit.
Nice.
Y'all have poutine. What else do you have? What else?
Let's see. We do have poutine. We have really good maple syrup. Those are the obvious ones. We have a few different flavors of chips that you guys don't have. Like all dressed.
No.
Which is like... I don't know, but it's good. We have ketchup flavored chips.
We have that.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Scratch that. The other thing that comes to mind is... So you have Smarties.
We do.
Right?
Yes.
But they're not actually our version of Smarties. I think...
You have different Smarties?
We have different Smarties.
Different
So
Smarties.
what you call Smarties, we actually call Rockets.
Rockets.
And then...
Okay.
And then...
I gotta look that up.
Smarties are like M&Ms for us.
What?
But they're better than M&Ms, in my opinion.
I don't like M&Ms at all.
Yeah. I liked them as a kid, but...
Smarties. Rockets. Oh, that is interesting. I'm looking at it right now. That's bizarre.
It's weird.
Whoa. It's like... Huh. Smarties. Okay. Wait a second. Did I... Your Smarties kind of look like nerds. I think. No? Okay. This picture
They're like...
is showing our Smarties, but it says Rockets.
Yeah.
But then it also shows a box called Smarties. And it looks like a box of nerds.
Oh, so they're actually kind of bigger than that. Like, they're bigger than they look.
Huh.
They're bigger than M&Ms by, like, probably 2 or 3 times, I'd say.
That's so bizarre.
You're missing out, and I don't know if you guys have Mars bars. Do you have Mars bars?
Okay. There's a whole story to that. I heard from my mother a long time ago. I was all like, hey Mom, have you heard of this thing called a Mars bar? And she was like, oh yeah, we used to eat those all the time as a kid. That used to be like my favorite candy bar. And I was all like, what? They used to have Mars bars? And I was like, okay, so they used to make Mars bars in America, but they don't now? But then I was like, okay, but there's still a chance some grocery stores and gas stations are gonna have it, right? I could have sworn I saw them like just the other day. So let's say 2 years later, still haven't found a Mars bar. Go to Rocket Fizz Soda Shop. Guess what they have? Mars bars.
Oh my goodness.
The place I didn't think to look at, they had it. Yeah. Unless Mars bars...
That's good. I feel less bad for you Americans.
Unless Mars bars are a totally different thing for you guys.
They're, oh, what is in the middle? It's like... I want to say nougat, but I don't think it's actually nougat. It's... Oh my god, what is that called? It's something in the middle that's very tasty, and then I think it's got like a layer of caramel on top, and then dipped in chocolate.
Okay, yeah, no, I think it's the same thing. Okay, I was all like, yeah. But I'm looking at pictures right now, and it looks like there are 4 different types of Mars bars. I've only seen
Really?
one. Yeah, it says Mars Slim, Mars Dark Noir, Mars Caramel.
Ooh. The dark one sounds really good.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look for that now. Mars Dark.
Now I'm looking at this other image, and it has a box of Mars bars, but it says in like big letters, British Mars bar, not USA. But they look the exact same as a Mars bar I found here. What is this? Maple herbal Mars bar? This is a whole, like... We went down one rabbit hole of Mars bars.
I would love to just get like really into Mars bars and like become a Mars bar aficionado, like try every single one.
Well, congratulations, I just found another one. Chocolate almond bar, and it has like a white wrapper. That's so bizarre. I never knew there were so many different types of Mars bar. Huh.
Well, we've learned something new today.
We did. Okay.
The few times I've been in the States shopping, the thing that sticks out to me the most is your guys' cereal section is like crazy, and your Oreos too. Like, you guys have way more like Oreo and cereal flavors than we do.
Sadly, in my family, we were never allowed to get anything else other than Cheerios and Raisin Bran.
Ooh. Sorry I brought that up.
Yeah. Speaking of cereals, I think it was only maybe a little less than a year ago that I actually got to finally try Cookie Crisp cereal.
Oh.
Yeah. I always wanted to try it. I was always like, I want to try this cereal. I forgot cereal. You just said cereal and I forgot it. Man. But yeah, just recently kind of got to try Cookie Crisp. It's... A lot of people say it tastes like cardboard, but at the same time, I think it's kind of good. It's not... I wouldn't say it's cardboard, but I'd say it's not great. It's not cookies. Man.
I feel like I have very vague memories of trying this. And I can't quite place what it tastes like, but it looks like it would be intense. Looks like a lot of sugar.
No, it tastes like... Not... I don't want to say plaster, because that sounds worse than cardboard, but it's definitely not what you would think. It doesn't taste sugary. It tastes like bad. But I like it, you know? It's a weird thing. I like things that are like chalky, which is weird.
Okay. I can kind of relate to that, actually.
You know those things that were called like wafers, and they kind of looked like giant, what I would call Smarties, but you call rockets?
Right. Yeah.
I always saw those, and I would always ask like my brother or something. I'd be like, should I get this? And he'd be like, no, those don't taste good. Those taste bad. I've wanted to try them recently because I was like, well, I like chalky things. Why don't I try that? That looks chalky.
Yeah.
Turns out they stopped making them about a year ago. So...
What?
Yeah. They don't make those anymore. I think I did see them in Rocket Fizz, though, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't grab it.
You just gotta only go there from now on.
Yeah.
They know what's up.
Sadly, the closest one to us actually closed. couple years back.
Oh.
Yeah. I think the last time I went to, this, let me tell you, last time I tried going to Rocket Fizz in San Antonio, guess what? Because of...
Closed?
It was closed, but it wasn't permanently closed. It said it was open, but, like, the windows and door was boarded up because of all the riots and stuff. So I couldn't go in. And I was like, oh, darn.
I hope it wasn't too bad of a drive.
A couple hours.
Oh.
Maybe 3? I don't know.
That's a letdown for sure.
I like road trips, though. Like, an hour to get to my sibling's apartment. Oh yeah, that's fine. Couple hours get to San Antonio. Yeah, that's fine. 16 hours to get to a different state. Yeah, maybe not. But at the same time,
Maybe not so much.
At the same time, yeah, I have to.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been to think, lived in America all my life. I think I've been to 7, 8, maybe 9 states.
Wow.
Yes. The only reason...
That's pretty crazy.
The only reason I can keep track is because I got a shot glass for every state I went to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Oddly enough, one of the states I stayed in the longest, I don't have a shot glass for.
Oh.
Which is bizarre.
Which state?
I think North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was there very recently. I say very recently, but it was just, before quarantine.
Yeah.
I was there at Carolina Fur Fair, which was their first furry convention. And, I basically went, like, the latest possible before quarantine. Like, when I came back, my work called and they're like, hey, we're just letting you know, don't come in tomorrow because you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, okay. So, and then 2 weeks later, everything was closed. So, like, that was it. Like, when I came home, they had, like, just decided to close the borders. So,
yeah.
Just in the nick of time there.
I went on a school trip right in April, I think, or right around the time quarantine was happening, but, like, not quarantine, but, like, when it was just starting. And I was joking because it was, like, the last day before, like, spring break, I think, or something like that. And I was telling everybody at school, don't, like, be closed and have everybody freaking out when I come back. Come back, don't go back to school for the rest of the year. So that was interesting.
That's kind of spooky.
It is, yes.
One of those careful what you wish for.
It didn't overly do anything bad for... I guess quarantine hasn't been horrible for me. But it hasn't been beneficial, I guess.
Okay, how so?
Like, I don't know. It gave me more time to do things like the podcast, the ASMR channel, video games. But at the same time, it was like, well, now everybody else is here. And it, 1, makes it harder to record. 2, it makes it harder to play video games. 3, we can't go anywhere. So...
yeah, it was kind of the same for me, too.
Yeah. I don't know. I discovered the online world more. I've been sitting at my desk more than ever.
That's true.
I didn't play many video games. I think I've been playing less video games recently than I ever have ever.
Yeah, it's a weird thing for, like, most people I've talked to. It's like everything you thought you enjoyed, you get sick of when you do it all the time. And that kind of happened to me too, where I just ran out of things to do because I'm like, I don't really want to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
You know? So, went on lots of walks and stuff like that, but...
I actually did the opposite. Before the pandemic, I was doing like a 7-mile, not jog, because I guess I don't know how to jog. I only know walk and run. So I would do these spurts of running on this 7-mile trail, quotation mark, quotation mark. It was just kind of a path in like some little bayou thing. I don't know. It was not fun to walk through because of all the bees and fear of snakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, this is fun. There's a lake at the end. I get to walk. I get to be outside. I did that almost back to back for a couple of weeks, like almost every day. But right when the pandemic happened, I just stopped. Just never went again.
Oh.
But I picked up the treadmill and started doing 2 miles and trying to get that time down to faster and faster and faster.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've been doing it every other
That's a
day
good goal to have.
for a month and a half, almost 2 months now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's important to have some sort of goal in mind.
Yeah. I'm going to take a sip of water. It's important. Apparently, one of the most important things for a podcaster is actually to drink nothing but water when you're recording. Because everything else...
Really?
Yeah, it, like... Something about your vocals.
That's not good. I've been drinking coffee.
The one time I recorded when I drank coffee, I was hyper. I took a break from drinking coffee for about a few months. I was, mostly drinking tea and water. And I had the 1 cup of coffee, and I was like, whoa, what happened? I used to drink this stuff every day. How is this, like, affecting me so much? It was bizarre.
I tried coffee in, like... It was just one day in grade 10 or 11, I think. And it was, like, the night before an exam, or the morning I had an exam. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try coffee. And I have had coffee every day ever since then. I have never stopped, and I'm okay with that. It's fine. It's not a problem.
Wait.
I tried to stop once because I was having a bit too much. So I'm like, okay, I need some sort of tolerance break. But I lasted like a day. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen.
Your first time trying coffee was, like, in high school?
Yeah, I was hooked on coffee in high school.
I don't know if caffeine, like, does anything to your growth or anything, but I tried coffee when I was, like, a little kid in elementary.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, we turned out fine.
Yeah, we're doing good. Maybe that's why I started drinking energy drinks.
Maybe.
Weirdest thing, though,
Maybe.
that time I had the coffee, I was all hyper and stuff. But I tried energy drinks, because I stopped drinking them for a while. But I tried an energy drink not too long ago. I didn't get the same reaction as I did with the coffee. Yeah. What's the deal? I know...
I don't know, man. Bodies are weird.
I used to... Whenever I would feel, like, nervous or something, I would get coffee because it would calm me. Sure, my hands would shake like a butt ton, but it would make me calm.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
It's bizarre. Okay. coffee, favorite type of coffee, like your go-to coffee thing.
My go-to coffee, to be very specific, there's a coffee that comes into my work only around this time of year, and it's called Fall in Love, and it's some sort of like maple pumpkin spicy kind of coffee that is like my favorite. It's like I always look forward to it coming in. But like normally I'm fine with just like anything dark roast. I love like a nice strong bold, the more bitter the better kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I recently got into, well, I guess it's over a year now, but I've been using a French press, and it has been like heavenly. Like it's so good.
That was actually I don't want to say the first coffee thing I got introduced to, because it would kind of be a lie, but it was the main thing I was introduced to. My sister used to use French presses all the time. She used to be like, look at this is so cool. And she'd be like, here, I have this fancy little French press thing. And it's like, try this. And I'd be like, okay. I didn't...
Did she let you like push it down, like, or plunge it, I guess it's called?
She would, yeah. I never...
Oh, that's awesome.
At the time, because I was so young, I never understood what the difference was. But now it's like, oh yeah. Sadly, my family like exclusively uses Keurig now. That was like worst decision, like gift decision ever. I don't like it. I really don't.
Oh, yeah.
I think a couple of years back, maybe 2-3 years back, I bought my own French press. And I use that primarily. I haven't been using it recently. Ran out of coffee a long time ago. Never bothered getting more, I guess. I don't know why.
Can't relate.
I was feeling so like I have to use it because I got it, so I made tea with it. And I made too much, but at the same time it was good.
Right. Yeah, it is nice to have that dual purpose to it.
Yeah.
I've made tea with it a couple times.
Oh, something I used to do before I got a French press was we had a stovetop kettle for like all of a few months, not even a long time. My mother broke it like almost immediately. I don't know how. She like, I don't know, she like burned it somehow. It doesn't even make sense. I think she also took it to school and used it for science experiments, and I was like, what are you doing? I use that for tea? I think my fondest memory of that kettle was I made a whole pot of tea, and I played Dark Souls 3 probably till 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. I did.
That sounds like heaven.
Yeah. I was helping people do bosses because I was like, okay, I'm like level 180 or something. So all I need to do now is focus on souls. Level up. So I was like, okay, I'll get the Mimic Head, and I'll get the +3 Silver Ring, blah blah blah. Boost all my souls. I'll sit in front of this one boss because it's the most efficient thing to do. And I'll do this back to back to back. I think I was listening to podcasts too, maybe? Or it was ASMR. I don't remember which.
Nice. Either way, it sounds like you were in the zone, in a good place. Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Do y'all have... Just a quick little question. Do y'all have Starbucks in your place?
We do, yes.
Okay.
It's not as, like, I'd say if you're someone who just gets coffee, you go to Tim's, whereas Starbucks is more of like a treat here.
Yeah.
You need to find, like, an excuse to go.
I've been to Starbucks once, and it was just because they were having a deal with free coffee, and I was like, oh, free.
Ooh.
Other than that,
I like free.
I've never been able to go.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus, I only drink straight coffee anyways.
Right. Lately, I love, like, whenever I go to Starbucks, I get their almond milk latte, and there's, like, something about, like, the hint of almond that it's, like, so tasty to me that, like, it's become, like, sort of like a comfort drink. Like, if I'm ever, like, stressed out, I'm like, alright, treat yourself, get this super nice warm drink. Break the bank on it, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love me a good Starbucks.
I feel like I'm forgetting something. There's something I'm forgetting. Well, yeah, I think that's all I can really think about. So, do you have anything on your mind?
I guess, oh, really quick, I wanted to ask you about your ASMR channel.
Yes.
Because you have one too, and I was just curious about, like, what got you to start your channel, how you're enjoying recording, that sort of thing.
I remember now. That was exactly what I was going to ask you too. But for me, that's a tough one. I think when I first started my channel, I was just kind of like, I need something else to do, because I have 3 channels. I have the podcast channel, I have the ASMR channel, and I have the channel I started when I was, like, super young and shouldn't have had YouTube. And I wanted to get away from that channel, you know, the one that I started young. I wanted to get away from that content.
Right.
I was like, I'm not making anything on that. I don't want that to be what I'm known for. I don't really have a following for it anyways. So I said, okay, I'll start a second channel, and I'll use that as my main channel, and I'll rebrand myself. So then I started the ASMR channel, and I said, okay, I have an old tablet, I have the headset I use for gaming, and that's it. I didn't even have a PC at the time. I had the camera my sister lent me that I guess she just kind of left it here. So I guess that's neat. It was not great first starting. I had fun doing it, and I was like, yeah, this is fun. I like the idea of making these. Recently, it's been like, I'll just get spurts of like, you know what I really want to do? I want to record ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's addicting.
It is. Like, I made one video that one week, and I said, okay, I'll make 2, maybe 3 more, back to back. Why not? And then I was like, okay, maybe this is too much. I'll disappear for a month. I don't know. It's just a loop. It's a loop.
Yeah.
What got me interested into making the channel, though, that's the question you asked, and I just kind of avoided it because I was thinking, I don't really have an answer for that. But, like, what inspired me, I guess, a mix of Marno, Jojo, and you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, I'm flattered.
You're welcome. Other than that, I don't remember. I think there was another reason too, but I just can't bring it to mind.
That's okay. Sometimes, like, just random spurs of inspiration happen and leads to something cool, and that's awesome. You know?
Yeah. What about you? What inspired you to make your channel?
Um, oh, I was watching ASMR for a good 2 to 3 years probably before I decided to make it. But like while I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, this looks like fun. I really want to do this." But um, what sort of kickstarted me was like, um, I would look up furry ASMR and like fursuit ASMR, and there would be like, there's like 2 videos maybe, and I loved them, and I was like, oh, but I wanted more. So I kind of decided, you know what? Even though I don't have a fursuit, I kind of want to make like furry ASMR so that like maybe if anyone else felt the same way, then I could, you know, fill that hole for them in a way.
I
So
I can say for sure you definitely did spark like quite a big thing in that.
I know, it's crazy.
It is. It really is. Every day there's something new, and it's nice. It really is.
Yeah, it really makes me happy. It's like that's always what I wanted, and so like to see like so many people like an accelerating amount of people trying it out is like, it just makes me really happy. So I love it. That's pretty much all I watch now is furry ASMR. I've kind of stopped watching like the really high produced stuff because it doesn't work the same for me.
Yeah.
So sometimes I like the sort of, it adds to it, like the it feels more genuine, I guess I could say. And I love that.
With ASMR Zeitgeist, he makes these super good videos. He does the triggers well, but at the same time, it's like almost the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he'll have these multiple videos. They're like 2-3 hours in length, and it's like there's so much of it. I can't just focus in on it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. So it's nice to, yeah, it's really nice to have like a sort of niche little haven in the ASMR community, you know?
Yeah. Is there anything like you want to say, just get out there?
Yeah, sure, actually. Yeah, I'd say, if anyone listening has, the urge to create anything, doesn't matter if it's ASMR, whatever, like, if you have that drive in you to just follow it, try it out, see where it goes, like, that's, really something special to have, is to have that creative spark. And so if you can sort of nurture that, turn it into something that makes you happy, like, go for it. That's like my biggest advice to anyone.
That's good. Very, very, very nice. I think you and Splash, my first actual collab guest I had on,
Mm-hmm.
you two seem to have like the same, like, if you want it, if you really want to get out there, do it. Try it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice thing to have in common.
Thank you. I was watching that episode earlier, but yeah, a lot of times you can get sort of caught up in like the what ifs, and it's not like, they're not useful, you know? Like, it's not useful to think about all the stuff that could go wrong and to be sort of caught up in like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just go for it, you know? Do what makes you happy. Especially, like, nowadays with, just do it.
Yeah. Like they say, you never know until you try it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest. I think we're looking good on time. We're looking like we got an episode out.
Awesome.
I guess this is the time I say, Pocketfox, if you have anywhere you want people to find you, any socials you'd like to say you have, say it right now.
Sure. So my YouTube channel is, I think is it just Pocketfox? It's just Pocketfox. If you like ASMR, check it out. My Twitter is just sort of fursuit content, whatever, art, stuff like that. It's at your Pocketfox. Yeah, and if you want to say hi, feel free to on there as well. Thanks for letting me plug my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks for having me. This was like super cool. This is the first podcast I've done.
Thanks for coming on. I was quite surprised when you seemed super okay with coming on. I was thinking like, wow, I can't believe Pocketfox actually thought this would be a good idea. But luckily it should be a good idea. Nothing bad should come from this, hopefully. It seems like it went really well. So that's good.
Yeah, I had fun.
I think
It was awesome.
I guess I should say where you can find me. You can find me on Twitter too. I think it's at Radio1471. YouTube, primarily right now. But, as they say, you can find me wherever you find your podcasts. In the future, hopefully, I get an RSS feed. Right now, you can only find me on YouTube. So, I guess that's that. So,
Awesome.
Well, that wraps up another episode of the Radio Channel 1471 podcast, or Melody Major. I still haven't decided on the final title for the podcast, but that doesn't matter, because what I'm about to say is about the podcast episode, not the podcast in general, just this episode. I thank you if you are here for Pocketfox. I hope you stay. I hope you liked it. At the same time, let me tell you this. It is really nerve-wracking to talk to another person, especially somebody you've never talked to before and somebody you kind of look up to. So I tried sounding pretty neutral throughout the entire thing because for some reason in my mind it's like, okay, if you don't sound completely neutral, people are going to dislike you. But at the same time, I know that if you sound like monotone and neutral, and it kind of makes you mean sounding, and it kind of makes you not sound great. Either way, I was nervous. Pocketfox said they were nervous. Podcasting is kind of nerve-wracking in general. Let me tell you that. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, yes. Necco wafers, the chalky candy I was talking about, are in production again. They started making them back in... Oh, that's not how you say that. They started to reproduce them back in May 2020. They did stop making them for a while, but they did start making them again. So I'm going to have to go out and about and try to find some of those. What else? I was planning on saying a whole lot more and making it sound a lot more entertaining, but at the same time, once again, once you're in the hot seat, once you're in the front row, once you're like right there on the stage, it's really hard. Improv is hard. I need to actually write stuff down, but at the same time, once again, improv is also the most genuine type of conversation you can get. Be yourself. That's what it is. I think that's it. I think that's it. Hopefully in the future we can get Pocketfox back on the podcast. Like in the future, not anytime soon. Because you want to have like a this is how the podcast started. This is one of the original videos. The legacy podcast episodes. Then in the future, you want to redo the guest episodes and say, look how much we've improved. This sounds a whole lot better. This person sounds a whole lot more confident. This person's even changing their dynamic range of voice. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Get your Sterling merch. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any marketable plushies, as cool as it would be. Yeah. I hope you liked the episode. I really do. Thank you for coming by. Thank you, Pocketfox, for coming on the podcast. Yeah. I guess that's goodbye. Let's wrap up for this video. Hopefully the editing is fine. I tried my best. It's kind of hard to sync audio, but at the same time, I think I got it down. We'll see. Hopefully I can get this out today.